Hello. Good day, everyone. With the recent class interruptions and with the recent unexpected activities that in most cases that we are unable to meet for our lecture, we'll be doing have this lecture series online, and I'm hoping that you'll pay attention to this discussion as we have some activities after this lesson. So, before we move on to our lesson proper today, let's try to have a recap on our previous topic. So, recently, we've learned that a human action, the morality of a human action, can be measured in three things. First, may measure natin siya by the act itself. Second is we learn also that the act can be measured on its purpose. And the third is we also learn that the act can be measured, the morality of an act can be measured on the circumstance. However, during the Enlightenment period, this status quo was challenged. It changes everything in the Enlightenment period when Immanuel Kant came into picture. Kant questioned the status quo. Sabi ni Kant, hindi lang, ang buhay hindi lang basta may mili ka sa good and bad. There are some things in life that we need to choose between two evil. Ano ngayon ang gagawin mo if you are confronted in a dilemma, in a situation where there is no good? But rather, you'll be selecting between two evils. That's why Kant came up this idea, what he called as the deontological approach or deontology. Kant actually coined this word deontology from two Greek words. First, deon, which means duty in Greek. Logos, which means study or a body of knowledge. So if you combine this, it actually means it is the study on duty. So ano ibig sabihin ni Kant nito? Before we answer that question, let's try to take a look with our moral agent here. We have here, let's call this guy as Marlo. So ito si Marlo, patawid siya ng overpass. Just a normal day. And then, sa overpass na yan, ang ilalim yan is reles or daanan ng tren. And then, all of a sudden, Marlo noticed that there's something wrong in the train. Ang train pala na to ay na-discarril. Ibig sabihin, it was derailed. And it is running out of control. And, kung hindi niya to, wala siyang gagawin, it's either mamamatay, masasagasaan, ang limang taong tong nagtatrabaho sa Riles. Or, ito. So, may isang option pa siya. Using the lever. Itong lever na to, itong switch na to, ito yung magre-reroute sa train. Whether the train will be going to the left or to the right. Whether the train will be going to these 5 people, masasagasaan yung 5, or masasagasaan yung isa. Wala na po siyang time para i-warn yung iba. So, if you are our moral agent, sino ang ililigtas mo? Is it the life of the 5 people or is it the life of a single person? The next question here is, itong ating moral agent ba, mayroon ba siyang responsibilidad na pigilan yung trend? Does he have this responsibility? Does he have this duty of stopping the train and saving the life of people? Where in fact siya po ay tumatawid lang. Wala siyang kinalaman sa pagkadiskaril ng tren. Nakita lang niya na may rumaragas ang tren. Is this his duty? Does this person have the right to decide kung sinong mabubuhay? Does this person have the moral liability just in case hindi niya ginawa ang pag-stop ng train? So, for the meantime, I'll be answering that question later on. Let's park that question kasi Kant will be discussing on kung ano nga ba ang dapat natin gawin sa ganyang sitwasyon. First, let's try to understand the deontological ethics of Kant. Si Kant kasi unang-una, he tried to have the definition of terms. Tinad niyang i-define yung mga terms natin. So first, he tried to distinguish between the duty and the obligation. So ano pong duty, ano pong obligation? Pag sinabi nating duty, it is role-related. Ibig sabihin, kapartiyan ng trabaho. Halimbawa, me as your teacher, it is my duty to deliver lessons. It is my duty to go to school. It is my duty to check your papers. It is my duty to check attendance. Yeah, it's my duty. Ngayon, ano naman yung obligation? What is my obligation as a teacher? Ang mga obligation, these are requirements set on a person because of his or her identity. Halimbawa, pag sinabi mong teacher, in an unwritten rule, pag sinabi teacher, sila po yung ating role model. So in short, I have the obligation to show you that doing the right thing. Hindi ako basta-basta gagawa ng mga kabalbalan kasi I know that you may emulate me somehow. Na pwede nyo akong gayahin. So that's why I should make sure that in every action that I'm doing the right thing. So I have this obligation as a teacher to do the right thing. Halimbawa, my duty ends at school. Pagkatapos po ng klase, tapos na ako doon. Pagkatapos kong umalis ng PCC, that means I'm done. I don't have a duty as a teacher. Pero, my obligation as a teacher is still with me even though I am away from the campus. Anong halimbawa nito? Let's just say, tatawid ako ng kalsada. Hindi ako basta-bastang tatawid kasi nung una baka ma-jaywalking ako. Baka hindi pa tamang tawiran. Hindi pa tamang panahon ng pagtawid. And then, ang worst dyan is, baka may makakita sa akin na estudyante at gayahin ako. So therefore, I have this moral obligation to set as a good example to students. So natindihan niyo na. Sir, anong mangyayari pag hindi natin ginawa yung duty? If we don't follow our duty, if we don't do our duty, there's automatically a consequence. There's automatically a repercussion of it. Anong halimbawa dyan? Teacher ako. Di ako nagturo. Di ako pumasok. So, anong mangyayari sa akin? Bibigyan ako ng memo. Pangalawa, hindi ako makakasahod. Di ako sasahuran. And pangatlo, it's either matatanggal ako sa aking trabaho. That's the duty. There's a repercussion pag hindi ko ginawa. Saan naman papasok si obligation? Pag hindi ko ginawa ang aking obligasyon, let's just say, okay, sabi ko, teacher lang ako sa classroom. After this, wala na. May kita niyo akong nasa inuman, tumatambay, tumutumang kung saan-saan. Do you think, okay lang ba sa inyo mga teacher na ganon? Do you think you'll be scandalized? Sabi, parang di siya teacher kung umasta. Di ba? Masasabi niya yun. Kasi, you're expecting something from the teacher. So therefore, we have this moral obligation to lead you, to show you what is or what are the right things to do. So in short, even though we are not at school premises, we still have this obligation as a teacher. So, ulit tayo dito sa, let's try to move on with our next person, with our next slide. Para natin maintindihan si Kent, let's try to look at Kent's idea. Si Kent, para daw masabi mong free ang moral agent, there should be three requirements. Unang una, tinatawag niyang freedom or personal autonomy. Ibig sabihin, kinakailangan para makagawa ka ng action, para makapag-decide ka, that person should be autonomous, dapat malaya ka. Sabi niya, a moral person is a rational self-legislator. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Tayong tao lang, ang klase ng hayop na may rationality. Tayo lang yung mga hayop na nakakapag-isip. In the animal kingdom, we're the highest form of animals. So in short, dahil sa ating capacity, dahil sa ating kapasidad na mag-isip, that gives us the moral responsibility. Sir, ano pong ibig sabihin po niyan, sir? Kaya mo yung aso nyo, pag ang aso nyo nakabasag ng mga gamit sa bahay, okay lang. Hindi sila pwedeng sisihin. Kasi magmumukhang tanga ka niyan. Ikaw yung nakakaintindi, di ba? Try mo pagalitan yung aso. Tayo pagalitan yung pusa. Try mo pagalitan yung langgam. Ba't nilanggam yung chocolate mo na iniwan sa table? Do you think the langgam, those ants, those cat, or those dog can understand you? No, because they don't have rationality. Ikaw lang magmumukhang tanga. Kasi bakit? Ikaw yung may rationality. Ikaw yung may pag-iisip at pinatulan mo sila. So therefore, it is your responsibility as a person na may rationality ka that you have the autonomy now to choose what is right and what is wrong. Di ba? Kung alam mo namang lalanggamin yung chocolate mo, bakit mo pa siya iiwan sa table? Di ba? So therefore, it is now your moral responsibility. Na kailangan maging malaya ka para magkaroon ka ng decision. Right now, you have you're your self-legislator. Bakit? You can either stop this video, you can forward this video, or you can abandon watching this video. You can actually cease watching this video. Tapos na. Or you have the option to continue watching this video. Why? Because you are your self-legislator. Ikaw ang nagde-decide para sa sarili mo. It's not me, it's not your parents, it is not somebody else. But rather, it's you who decides for yourself. That's the personal autonomy. Second, na sinasabi ni Ken. Second is respect to the person. Since tayo ay nag-iisip, we should be treated, we're a rational being, we should be treated with respect. Sabi niya, person should be treated as an end and not a means. No person shall be used. Dapat walang gamitan. Anong problema nito? In our present setting, karamihan sa atin, we enter into relationship because may makukuha tayo. Diba? Kakaibiganin natin ang isang tao kasi alam natin na may makukuha tayo. Liligawan natin ang isang tao kasi alam natin na may makukuha tayo. Sasagutin mong isang manliligaw sa'yo kasi alam mong may makukuha ka. Same also with the reality. Mabait ka sa taong may pakinabang sa'yo. If you know that you will mutually or that you will benefit from that person. Pag ang taong grasa, you have a different treatment now because you know that this taong grasa will not give you anything. Nagbibigay ka ngayon, nag-share ka ngayon ng food mo to those persons who can pay you back in return. But you will never give, or you're quite hesitant, you're quite adamant in sharing your food, in sharing your resources to someone who you know from the start na wala silang capability na bayaran ka. Ayun ang sinasabi ni Ken. That's the mindset of this current society, that we only treat each other as a means and not an end. Sabi niya, the reason why relationship is actually deteriorating right now. Bakit ang bilis ng relasyon ngayon sa panahon ito? Because we try to enter into a relationship and we look at the partner, we look at the other party as something that we can benefit from, as someone whom we can benefit from. There's like a mutual benefit. And if that mutual benefit breaks apart, wala na ng gamit isa, that becomes the misunderstanding between the two parties, according to Kant. That's why Kant urges us that we should not treat each other not just like a means, but treat each other as an end. When you say end, treat that person, kaibiganin mo isang tao because he is a person with dignity. He is a person with morale. No one is above or no one is below you. According to Kant, each person is equal because they are also rational being. Hindi lang ikaw yung nakakapag-isip. Pati yung ibang tao, nakakapag-isip din. Okay? And it's very sad that right now, we try to have more compassion on animals than compassion to the less fortunate people in our society, than to the marginalized people in a society. Mas mabait pa tayo sa aso kaysa sa taong grasa na lumalapit sa atin. For Kant, that's the thing that we should reflect as a society. Next, according to Kant, we should also focus on our duty as a moral agent. Ano po yung duty natin? Sabi niya, moral action is one that we must do in accordance with a certain principle. Not because it is good, consequence. Di ba? Pag gagawa ka ng mabuti, o pag gagawa ng isang bagay, hindi mo siya gagawin dahil mabuti yung balik yan sa'yo. No, it should not be. Sabi ni Ken. Sabi ni Ken, if you tell the truth not because ikaw ang magikinabang nun. Tell the truth because it is necessary at nararapat at kinakailangan mo siyang gawin. Halimbawa, if you help someone, help them because, not just because may pakinabang ka in return. Babalikan ka niya in return. Tutulungan ka niya in return. But help him or her because it is necessary for you to help. So in short, sabi ni Kant, there are some duties. If we do something, we should not only look on the consequences. Kasi pag tinan natin consequence, maaari magkaroon tayo ng problema. So para natin mas maintindihan si Kant, let's try to look on his, if you have time, you may read on his Critique of Pure Reason that was published on 1781. And para mas maintindihan mo yung kanyang morality, you can look on the groundworks for the metaphysics of morals, yung pinublish in 1785 and Critique of Pure Reason noong 1788. And makita din natin, paano natin malalaman, ano bang gusto ni Kant mangyari sa lipunan natin? You can find it in the Critique of Judgment, religion, on 1790, and Religion with the Limits of Reason alone on 1793. And that's Immanuel Kant. So, Kant actually defined certain things. Halimbawa ngayon, nag-uusap tayo virtually. I am talking to you. For Kant, hindi lang to basta-basta. This is a phenomena. Isa itong event. A phenomena. Nangyayari, kasalukuyang pangyayari. And yung phenomena na yan, ang phenomenon na yan, nahati sa dalawa. The phenomena itself and the nomina. Ano pong phenomena? When we talk about phenomena, they are the things that, as it appears to us. They are things that we see empirically. Ibig sabihin, nakikita ng senses natin. We can perceive through our five senses. Nakikita niyo ako ngayon? Naririnig niyo ako ngayon. That's the empirical data that we can gather from our environment. That's phenomena. Kita niyo nagsasalita. Next, nomina. Ano yun? It is the things in themselves which we can't know, which can't be known by the use of our senses. What is it? Ano ginagawa ko ngayon? What? Yes, exactly. I am teaching. Nagtuturo ako. The phenomenon right now is I'm talking to you, I'm explaining something. The nomina here is I am teaching. The act of teaching. Sabi ni Kant, ang phenomena ay nagbabago. Halimbawa ko ngayon, lahat na nakikita ng senses mo, it changes. Halimbawa ngayon, gumalaw ako, nabago yung frame. It changes because everything that we perceive in this world changes. Well, the nomina itself, hindi yan nagbabago. Halimbawa, ang pagtuturo, pwede ako magturo sa classroom, pwede ako magturo one-on-one, pwede ako magturo sa library, pwede ako magturo online, pwede ako magturo sa canteen. Anywhere, nagbabago po siya. However, the act of teaching itself doesn't change. Ang pagtuturo ay pagtuturo pa rin. Regardless kung saan ako magtuturo, anong platform ang gagamitin ko to teach. Still, teaching is teaching. It doesn't change. That's why, dahil sa ganyang idea, sabi ni Kant argues that if there's such a thing as moral reality, kung merong moral reality man, hindi siya dapat makikita sa phenomena. Huwag natin i-base sa phenomena na nagbabago. But rather, it should be founded in the nomina. Why? Because sabi ni Kant, a moral law is in its character absolute. Hindi po yan nagbabago. And it cannot allow no exception regardless of the circumstance. And empirical knowledge simply cannot establish such law. Kasi hindi yan makikita, hindi nakikita ng ating mata ang konsepto ng pagtuturo. It's just inside the phenomena. Parang sibuyas yan. So pwede mong balatan yung layers ng onion, and inside the onion, you consider the bulb. So, hindi mo makikita lang yan ng isang tinginan lang. Kailangan mong balatan ang experience mo for you to find the nomina in that experience. Kaya nga, before we actually end, or in this lesson, when we proceed to our next topic, next series, I want you to get a one whole sheet of paper. And please answer these following questions. And this is due on or before the 9th of this month, before 5 p.m. What we'll be doing is you'll be submitting this one to your group leaders or to your class president. And for the class president in return, please make sure that you've collated all the paper. Once the paper are collated, You may actually drop it off on the boxes that I'll be putting outside the faculty room, so that there's no need for you to look for me. So just put it outside the faculty room for the class president or for the group leaders. And I'm urging everyone to submit it in bulk or in group, because there are some tendencies that if you pass it one by one, some papers are actually missing, or some papers actually went to a wrong place. So I'm urging you, submit it in group. So the first question here is giving alms, ang pagbibigay ba ng tulong sa mga mahihirap, is giving alms to the poor a Christian duty or an obligation? The next question is, as a physician, is it your duty or your obligation to contribute to the Pondo ng Pinoy? Kailangan ba natin magbigay sa Pondo ng Pinoy? Kailangan ba natin magbigay sa advance mass collection, and etc. Every time may ambagan? Is it your duty or your responsibility? And for our last thing, compare and contrast Kant's concept on duty and obligation, and cite some examples. So again, after you're done answering this activity, please submit it to your class leader or to your class president, and then return class president collate all the papers. Once you're done collating it, you may actually drop it off on the box that I will be putting outside the faculty room. That will be on or before the 9th of February, before 5 p.m. Late submission will not be accepted. Thank you for watching.